is including mental illnesses, homelessness, social issues, and even long-lasting physical injuries. As you can imagine, this is because of what they actually go through, and I mean, we really have no idea what actually happens. Like, these are just some statistics that don't tell us what their injuries are or how they actually come by them. So, just some statistics: Indigenous Australians are 5 times as likely to experience physical violence and 3 times as likely to experience sexual violence than non-Indigenous Australians, which I think is a ridiculous gap and is really, you have to question why that gap is there, of course. The life expectancy for males is 67 years and for females 72 years. Now, that's for the Indigenous population, and of course non-Indigenous are a lot higher, and this the life expectancy here is also related to domestic violence, especially for the women. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Claire, and today I'll be talking to you about the effects of drugs and alcohol on the Indigenous community's mental health. Alright, so in a survey done in 2008, it involved 250,000 people. And the results came back showing that 156,000 people were affected by mental implications. 23.8% of those resulted in just low to moderate degrees of mental health, but 38.9% were very high. And this shows that it's 2.5 times higher than non-Indigenous. This is a graph from the survey, and it shows that it's predominantly, mental health is predominantly a lot more found in the females than the males, especially in the ages between 45 to 54. Alright, so some of the disorders of mental health is like anxiety and depression, personality disorders and schizophrenia. 31%, so it's like the biggest majority, the majority of them come up with depression and anxiety. There's also a lot of suicide and self-harm related to mental health in the non-Indigenous community. Over 14,000 out of 100,000 were admitted to hospital due to suicide or self-harm related cases, and that's two times more than the non-Indigenous community. Got a little video.
As you know, Indigenous suicide rates are at an all-time high, with children as young as 11 taking their own lives. During this Mental Health Week, Federal Labor pledged to cut those rates in half through a whole-of-community approach trialled in 12 locations around the country. In a moment, we'll speak to anti-suicide campaigner Jerry Georgiatis about what the government and opposition have in the pipeline. But first, Tara Callanan reports.
It's hard to fathom, but the statistics show that Aboriginal children aged under 14 are 8 times more likely to suicide than their non-Aboriginal counterparts. It's a harsh reality we are all too familiar with.
Most Indigenous people, because we do have extended families, we have had usually an experience of one of our members losing their lives to suicide.
Bardi woman Professor Pat Dudgeon says suicide is often the result of racism, intergenerational trauma and social problems in our communities.
So we know our health is very poor. We also know that we have high levels of incarceration, issues with housing, high unemployment and basically very entrenched poverty in a lot of our communities.
That's why she's working to empower our youth, raise awareness of mental health and instill a sense of hope. These Wiradjuri children from Wellington in central western New South Wales are part of a project working to create awareness around mental health through music. But Professor Dudgeon says there is a lack of culturally appropriate services available for Indigenous youth in regional and remote areas.
Some places don't even have any services, or they're open from 9 to 5. So if you want to bring about change or sort out a social problem, you have to work in genuine partnership and empower and be partners of the people you're working with.
Professor Dudgeon hopes to see more funding put back into Aboriginal prevention programs within the next 12 months. Tara Callanan, NITV News.
As you know, Indigenous...
Alright, before we play, I've got some organisations that are very much involved in trying to support and provide programs that will help lessen the huge amounts of people affected by drugs and alcohol in Indigenous community. First of all, I've got Lifeline. They're very much involved in the mental health side of the community. You can call them up anytime and they'll, if you just need to talk to them straight away, they can counsel you through different issues you're having. They can also transfer you onto or refer you onto other services that can help you with that. Aboriginal alcohol and drug services very much involved in the Aboriginal side of the uses, and they put in programs that help prevent the further generations falling into the same cycles and traps of the effects of drugs and alcohol. And the Aboriginal Family Services and Support Family Services, it's also it brings the families together and just gives them a place that they can build up as a community, and they also provide help with the counselling of families that are going through issues. Let's play. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Just on the black screen, the other screen, the little screen. Yeah, so press on there to bring it up, and there should be volume. So see the little computer screen, like to the side of the computer? Yeah, that screen in front of Flavia. Yeah. So it should say volume.
I got it. Last one.
Hang on, I've just got to enter.
I wonder who you are, Jeremy. Anyone else still waiting to log in?
Yeah. I'm in now.
Temperature.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So what percentage of Indigenous people aged 15 and over reported smoking vape? Alright, what is the likelihood of using illicit drugs compared to those of non-Indigenous origin?
Get all these wrong. I would 3 times.
Whoa! Upgrade.
So what was paying attention, Alvin?
What number of Indigenous Australians are admitted to hospital due to self? On average. Yeah. Oh, pretty. Not 80. We wish it was 80. Not really want 80. You know.
That's your true. That's a zero biggest thing now that you're puffing like this.
A little bit better than 1 and 2.
I'm broke.
Yeah. The 9th thing was. Yeah. What is yellow say? Left of that. 28.
Do you want to come here so you can see? Like,
Oh no, it's not. I'm the only one. I'm the one that's I'm the yellow one, but I can do that much. Oh.
yeah.
Okay, smiling face. No.
31.
Luckily, it's not 86%. The final question. What is the last one?
Shallow.
Right.